Hey everyone, just here from Roundtable Co-op, having a first look at Between Horizons. It came out on Steam on 25th of March 2024, developed by Digitales Interactive and published by Assemble Entertainment. And thank you guys for the key. Between Horizons is a narrative 2.5D sci-fi detective adventure. 33 years into the Zephyr's journey, its mission is suddenly jeopardized. Can you find the culprit before it's too late? Experience an enthralling story set in a semi-open world that branches and ends based on your choices. It looks pretty damn cool. New kind of experience merges investigative style gameplay with a branching sci-fi story and an ever-expanding Metroidvania style environment. The flexible evidence system lets players assign clues to cases, confront ship denizens about them, and submit any case with evidence players have connected to it. Everything found on the ship is connected, but figuring out how, that's the challenge. I'm going to start a new game, and we'll see what it's all about. Progress is frequently auto-saved, indicated by a small icon on the top right corner of the screen. All progress since the previous save point will be lost when you quit. You can neither manually save nor load a previous save point. There's no going back? What? You can find many options in the game settings to customize the experience. For example, you can turn off the time limit for dialogue choices and disable tutorials if required.
I must have been 8 or 9 years old when I first realized that I would never witness the Zephyr's arrival. As a small child, I often imagined myself stepping foot on Eurus D, leaving the ship for the first time in my life. I didn't understand at the time that this was a privilege reserved for my grandchildren. I still remember the conversation I had with my father. He was uncomfortable about the whole thing, and I get it. People don't like talking about their children's mortality. Still, he made me feel better. He reminded me of the importance of our mission for the survival of mankind. We're the only egg in the second basket, he said, or something like that. The basket being Eurus D, a habitable planet just 4 light years away from Earth. And the egg, that's the roughly 1,300 people aboard the Zephyr. Everyone I'll ever know.
Okay, so press E to advance the dialogue. When prompted, pick one of the multiple answers, use A and D and confirm. And what was that? Oh, so Stella? Stella! Did you go to bed already? Maybe. Need a checkup? You've been sleeping so much lately. I'm fine, Dad. Well then, you probably don't mind getting up again after a few minutes. There's something I'd like to show you. What is it? You'll see, it's a surprise. Okay. I'll be right out. Great. I'll be in my bunk upstairs. As you make progress, journal entries are added to your PDA. Open it by pressing Tab. Some tutorials briefly take over the controls in order to demonstrate something. Okay, so your personal digital assistant offers a variety of crucial tools to aid you in your investigations. Switch between tabs by pressing R and Q. Your progress and objectives are documented here, organised by the cases you are working on. Entries that don't relate to a specific case are listed in the general category. Press Escape to go back to a previous interface or Tab to close your immediately. Nope, that's good. Tab. We've been made aware of missing data across a large number of affected PDAs and are working on a solution to recover everything fully. Please do not submit any further reports at this time. Thanks for your patience. Cases. My dad's waiting for me in his bunk upstairs. Okay. A and D to move. Hold shift at the same time to run. What do we got? Pet the cat? No. Can't pet the cat. E. I know you're sick, but I have to go out for a bit, okay? I'll be back very soon. Chi-Chi. Consult your map whenever you are trying to find a place on the ship. You can open it directly by pressing M. Stella's icon marks your current location. Use WASD to switch between selected locations. Each location has a unique icon that is revealed once it has been discovered. Right now, you only have access to a small part of the ship that is relevant to your current tasks. As new cases open up, so will new areas. The Zephyr is a ringed spaceship, as illustrated on the left side. This means that if you move in one direction long enough, you will end up in the same place again. Okay, so... map. We want to get to... that's the Chief's bunk. This bunk assigned to Zephyr's Chief Security. I grew up here with my dad before I got my own bunk. And everything else is blocked off. So I guess we go to the right. And I'm assuming that means stairs, that little line, but we'll see. So
I knew that Dad was worried about me. He'd noticed that I'd been sleeping a lot lately and virtually stopped socializing. I wasn't sure at the time what was wrong with me, but I found it harder and harder to get motivated.
Who's that? Anyone know? Okay, so I need to go to the right. Remember to hold shift while moving to sprint. That's cool. Captain's office. Elias. Good evening, Assistant Chief Stella. Secretary Elias. How are things? Good, thank you. Pretty busy. You here to see the captain? She's not available, I'm afraid. She went to meet Navigator Joseph for a meeting on the bridge. And Assistant Captain Curtis left a while ago. I don't know where he is. No, that's okay. The Chief wants to see me. I'm headed there now. Want me to relay anything to the captain? Nothing for now. Thank you, Elias. Okay, so... the captain's office. Did they say anything about the bridge and stuff? It did, but we got no information. Okay. Well, what happens if we go in? Nothing. That's it. Alright. Okay, don't forget that Bill is waiting for you in his bunk. Whenever you don't find your way, consult the map. It's inside your PDA, which can be opened by pressing tab. I know that, but in his bunk upstairs. The bunk assigned, yeah. So wouldn't it be in there? Let's try again. No bunkers there. No, we can't go that way. Okay. Map. Locations hidden. It's a locked area. Oh, we go. Right. Oh, here we go. Chief's bunk. Oh. Oh, so I'm just going to go all the way to the left then. Okay, so I gotta go down. Wait. Okay, so I missed it. Must be this. Yay. What is it you want to show me? Our messages from Earth for the arrival day celebrations came in earlier. Already? Arrival day is still weeks away. Yeah, they always send me the messages in advance to be sure we have them in time. Earth has a surprise for us this year. What surprise? Tell me already. Everyone got a private message from their relatives. We got our own. Personal message from Mum, Stella. Can you believe it? Navigator Joseph already relayed it to me. Do you want to see it? Yes, of course. Okay, here we go. So this part is only for my family, right? Okay, hi. Oh my god, I haven't prepared anything. They only just told me I could say something to you guys in private. How are you out there? I hope things are going better than they are on Earth. We've been having rolling blackouts again. I was so worried they'd get in the way of this recording. Anyway, I wanted to say that we recently received the video you sent last year. Stella, I had never seen you in that uniform before. Wow. And William, you look like you haven't aged a day. Still the handsome young man I met 40 years ago. Remember that night? We were on a small ship of all places. What was it called? Something Sparrow? Or I'm mixing it up now. Huh? I'm so proud of both of you. This mission is such an incredible, enormous thing you're doing. Everyone on Earth is rooting for you. It's been so many years since you left, and it still doesn't feel real. I really hope these messages get to you. I worry about it every year. I don't know how they do it. It's all magic to me. You'll see more of me in the public video, unless you watched that already. Happy Arrival Day. Say that, right? Love you both. That was it. Seems like they weren't given much time to record these. I'm just glad she had the opportunity at all. Is this going to be part of the yearly update from now on? I don't know. Maybe there's something about it in the other files. They just came in an hour ago. Don't tell everyone about it yet. Sure. You know me, not much of a talker anyway. I know. You'll excuse me, I have to go talk to the captain. At this time of day? This can't wait, sorry. I'll explain later. Something's up. What the? Oh, right. I'm getting a call. What's going on tonight? Sergeant Aldridge? Assistant Chief Stella, are you with your father? He just left. Wants to talk to the captain. Then maybe you can step in. Could you come talk to me at the security office? Sure, I'll be there in a minute. Are you all suited up? I am. Why? You might have to look into something. I'll explain when you're here. Seems like you may need to brush up on your suit's scanning ability. Trigger it by pressing spacebar. Objects you can investigate are highlighted in blue for a short period of time. Collect them by walking in range and pressing E before they stop glowing. Bonsai. Once a clue has been collected, an entry about it is created in your PDA's Evidence tab. New and updated clues are marked with a special icon. Try finding more now by hitting spacebar. Portrait of Bill and Liz. Evidence. Portrait of my parents. Mum wanted to join the mission as well, but she had to stay on Earth because it turned out she suffers from a cardiovascular condition, making it impossible for her to survive in space. Wow. It's the security office. Aldridge, one of my 2 advisors and a close confidant of my father. He knows a lot about the Zephyr and its population. My mum lives back on Earth. Know her through rare video messages. Taylor's non-biological son, who will one day be the Zephyr's captain. That's Curtis. We've got Taylor, captain of the Zephyr. Elias is Taylor's right-hand man and closest confidant. I've never seen him not at work. Eunice, Chief Spunk, Marbunk, Chi-Chi, and William Dad. Ah.
Dad seemed to be pretty shaken up, but I didn't understand why this detail was such a big deal to him. And what did the captain know about it?
I think I need to go down a level. I need to go down one more level. Go across. Pressing E nearby a person will start a conversation with them if they have something to say to you. If they don't, the speech bubble symbol above their head will be missing or greyed out. Good evening, Sergeants. Assistant Chief. Hey, Stell. Paul, dress her properly. Come on, Dad. You can call me Stella. It's alright, Aldrich. I don't need to hear my own title all the time. As you wish. But I would like to point out that your father places great importance on procedure. Anyway, let's talk about the reason I called you. A door in the network area triggered a security alert. We've had some false reports due to defective sensors lately, so it might be nothing. However, I tried to check in with the programmer Aaron, who works down there, and he isn't answering his PDA. Possible that he is wearing noise protection, but we should make sure everything is alright. Could you take the elevator down to the inner hull and have a look? Of course. Should I ask an enforcer to come along? I don't think that's necessary. Programmer Aaron should be in the network office. Alright, I'll make sure he's okay and report back. All your dialogues are recorded in your PDA. If you ever find that your journals aren't enough detail, you can then reread any conversation here. Else? Good naughty going into his office. Sorry, looking for the toilet. Okay. Map. We need to get down to the network office, so we need to go down 2 levels. We're on 2, we're going to go down to level 1, level -1. Yes, correct. Last spot. Okay. Just take it a bit cautiously. Oh. What the? What happened to the door? Broken door, new evidence. Okay. Quick access point. Program Aaron? Aaron, are you alright? Oh, fuck. Aaron, what's wrong? What happened? My head hurts so bad. Bruised in the back. Can you move? It is? Ugh, ouch. What happened? I think someone was here. Someone was here? What do you mean? I went to the cafeteria for my evening break, but I returned a little earlier than usual. I've been working on a new data routing algorithm today, and I had an idea I didn't want to forget. When I came back, the door to the network area was broken. I wanted to check if everything was alright in my office. When I came in here, there was something standing next to my desk. Someone standing next to me. What? Who? I don't know. I think a man. He was wearing a disguise. I turned to run back out, but he jumped me. He hit my head with something. That's all I remember. Shit. Give me a second. I'll get help. Dad? Something happened down here. Aaron was attacked. Attacked? How's he doing? Seems okay, but his head is bruised. I'll send a medical team. Who attacked him? I don't know. He said the person was disguised. Seems like they broke into the network area. The door at the entrance has been cracked open. I'll inform Sergeant Adelrich and I'll join you as soon as I can. Do you have your weapon on you? Yeah, I do. Good. I'll be there in a few minutes, okay? In the meantime, you should have a look around and talk to Programmer Aaron. Maybe you can find out what the intruder wanted in the network area. Okay. Watch your back. I'll be there soon. Alright, so we've got Aaron. Oh, we've got something here. This device on the floor looks out of place. Maybe program Aaron can tell me more about it. I should show him. You just found an interesting clue. Progress in your cases will often be made by showing the right evidence to the... Oh crap. Regardless of whether or not a person has something to tell you, it's always possible to show them a clue you collected. To do so, press F and choose what you'd like to talk about. F. You know what this is? Of course, that's one of my tools. Where did you find this? Next to the door to the network access point. I definitely didn't put it there. You think that the tool could have been used by the intruder? I'm sure. You need it to access and manipulate the data on the terminals in the network access point. So that is probably what they wanted in here. Is there a way to find out what they did exactly? Huh. It would be a good start if we knew which network they manipulated. I'll grant you access to the terminals. Thank you. What can I see on those screens? Each terminal shows a visualization of data that was sent through the respective network over the past 24 hours. Jared created the visualization a while back to make it readable for non-technical users. The left side is data being sent, and the right side is data being received. If a network was manipulated, there should be some irregularity on one of the terminals. Your first case. Progress is tracked in your PDA. The solution to a case is always a piece of evidence. You can assign it from the selection here. Once a solution has been assigned, a submit button will appear. After hitting that button, you can no longer change the solution and the case is closed. You alone decide at which point to submit the solution. However, be careful. If you aren't confident in your conclusions just yet, there is no going back. That's interesting. So let's talk to him first. I'd like to ask you a few questions. What did the intruder want? I haven't had much time to think about it yet. But since we're in the network area, I'll wager a guess and say it was something network related. I'll take a look around and see if I'm noticing anything unusual. No, you should take it easy until the medical team is here. I'll investigate the rooms and let you know if I find anything. Thank you. What do I find in this area? The various ship networks can be monitored from here. You can access them via the terminals next door, but only if you have access rights on. Special tool. That's all. Taking another look around an environment you visited earlier is often worth it if you have a suspicion that something changed in the meantime. For example, you may find objects that were altered in some way, weren't there before, or weren't even considered relevant yet. When you collect the clue again after it was changed, the title, description, and image of the PDA entry may be updated. That's the food network terminal, that's the intranet terminal, and it's the recycling terminal, it's the PDA terminal. It's in the hull. Right, so go back. Okay, what exactly do I see on those terminals? Visualization of data. Oh, updated the intruder. If a manipulation like that took place, the amount of data on the left and right won't match up anymore. How about this specific one? Do you see anything off with it? There might be. I'd have to study it closely. No, you should take it easy. I can inspect it myself. One more question. They all look different on the left and right. So I suppose the square represents multiple of those lines? That's correct, but I couldn't tell you how many. Jared looks at these things daily, but it's been a while since I had a look myself. Right. Look more. Medical data. Internet. I don't know which one is which. Okay, so what's the case? Yep, okay. So he's saying try assuming a plausible. So that's 5, that's 10, 11, 12, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5, 12, 3, 5, 6, 7, 12. This one's different. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 11, and 5, 10, 11, 12. So I don't know if that's 12 then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Right. Is any of them the same? 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 12. 7 and 5 is 12. Food network seems fine. Medical data 10, 5, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 5 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 11, 12. Internet's changed. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 5, 10, 11, 12, 13. Recycling's changed. If they're 5s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 11, 12, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 14. So it can't be. Oh, what does it mean? I'm assuming I have to... Dedicate journal about the case in the area. Someone seems to have broken into the network area in the hole. Which terminal did the intruder manipulate? Let's say that number's 2, those squares are 2. 2, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 6. Yeah, no, it can't be 10. What is it? So what was the conversation? Evidence. Conversation. The square represents a multiple of those lines. That's correct, but I couldn't tell you how many. Jared looks at these things daily, but it's been a while since I had a look at myself. Let's say it's 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3, 4, 7, 8, 10. Oh, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 11. 3, 4, 5, 8, 9. 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. 3, 6, 7. 3, 4, 10. 7, 10. 1, 2, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, there's only one that matched. So it's a 4 then. 4, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4, 10. 4, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 11. 1, 2, 8, 4, 8, 9, 12. So let's submit this. I think PDA as evidence then. Which one's the PDA? Yeah, it's a bit. Yes. Stella, everything alright? Program Aaron, how do you feel? Feel alright, Chief, but I'll get myself checked out to be sure. Found out what the intruder was up to. He manipulated one of the ship's networks. Good job. I think I even know which one. Could you have a look, Programmer Aaron? Of course, let me see. Yes, you're right. Looks like some malware was injected into the PDA network. You agree? Good. I mean, not good. Excellent work, Stella. Listen, I actually came out here to tell you something else. I've been thinking about what the intruder's plan was exactly. These terminals in the access point only contain very recent information flowing from each network to our central servers. If the guy was after recent data, he could have accessed it right there using my tool, but he may have injected malware instead. Terminals are connected to the big servers down the hall for regular backups. Maybe his plan was to exploit this connection. For what purpose? I can only assume to override access rights so he can extract historical data from there. Would he have to physically go down there to do that? Correct. Stella, follow me, now. Where'd he go? Oh, in there. Oh, there we go. Hey, stop. Stella, let's go. Enough. One more step and I'll shoot. Lie down, flat on the ground, now. Oh, wow. Oh no, what happened? The door is crushing me. What can I do? Why is it closing? They're sealing it up. There must have been a breach. Where is the override? I don't think there is one. Like, what should I do? What should I do? Oh, listen to me. Sparrow was our code word. What? What are you talking about? Liz tried to say something's wrong. Where is the override, Dad? Dad? Oh, Dad. No. And his body will be returned to the ship. He will stay with us until all of our journey ends. Good. On a more personal note, I want to say that William was not only the best chief security I could have ever wished for, but also a dear friend. I did not expect him to go before me, and I was not prepared for it. I don't think I could have been. I'd also like to take this opportunity to put any rumours to rest. William's death was a deeply unfortunate combination of circumstances. He was in the wrong place at the wrong time. The cargo box came loose due to a malfunction and pierced a hole in the floor of the inner hull. Air began to stream out into the vacuum of the outer hull. The resulting loss of air pressure caused the emergency doors to shut. Thanks to the swift intervention of our brave mechanics, the breach could be contained shortly thereafter. However,
I kept staring at the notes from my speech, even though I wasn't reading a word of it. We had agreed to frame my father's death as an unfortunate accident, to keep the intruder a secret in the name of public peace and safety. It was our highest imperative. If there was a person between the ship's population and their safety, they would get crushed by design. There was no security override to save the individual. In a way, this concept made sense to me. It had to. After all, I was the chief of security now.
new message from Taylor. You've just received a message. Open your PDA to view it. You should go talk to the sender in person if you want to respond. Right, so we got case closed. Captain Taylor asked me to come to her office. One of the 4 power nodes disrupting electricity across the power node. I'm supposed to move out now that I'm chief, but I can't find the strength for it. Taylor doesn't push me too much for now, but I'll have to do it soon. Technically my bunk now, but I don't feel like moving in just yet. My dad's stuff is still more or less untouched since he died. That's cool how it changes the evidence. Taylor. Good evening, Chief. I'm sorry to disturb you on arrival day, but there is something we need to discuss as soon as possible. Please come to my office immediately. Okay. Glad you're doing better, Chi-Chi. I have some things to take care of. Don't go running off again, okay? Who's the best girl? You are, that's right. Okay, let's go.
My handbook said that I had to allow myself to grieve, live through the pain to overcome it. I tried to bottle it all up instead, but my thoughts kept circling to the events of that night. It had been weeks, and we still had no idea who we'd been chasing down there, or what they'd tried to accomplish. I kept thinking that things would have played out differently if only I'd acted faster. I worked a lot to keep my mind in check. Everybody was out celebrating Arrival Day, but I was glad that the captain called me over.
It's the chief's bunk. Then we're going to, I guess, the captain's office. So we need to go up a level, then across. Stella, I'm sure you're here to see the captain. Just go on through whenever you need to talk to her. If she's too busy, she'll let you know by locking her door. Oh, I know. Thank you. Captain Taylor, you want to talk to me? Chief Stella. Thank you for coming so quickly, especially on Arrival Day. Unfortunately, some matters cannot wait. During a routine inspection of the inner hull B, Enforcer Bodo got caught Janitor Rose removing plating from the wall. He was in the process of retrieving a piece of paper hidden inside a secret compartment. A piece of paper? We secured it. Please have a look for yourself. It's on the table over there. Taylor wants you to read the letter on the table. Now that it is relevant to your investigations, you can have a closer look. Investigate the letter and give it a read in your PDA, then show it to Taylor, talk to her about it. Okay. Suspicious letter. Hello again. Thank you for your message. We have great sympathy for your struggle. You are not alone in thinking that more democracy is needed on the Zephyr, and our cause grows stronger every day. Come to the Arrival Day installation in the Earth Museum tonight. Talk to one of the job representatives and mention the word freedom. The symbol on this letter will be on their uniform, not necessarily in this colour. Another hint can be found inside this very compartment. With this, you should have all the information you need. Let's go to here, and then we'll go... What do you make of this? I was hoping to get an assessment from my Chief of Security. Well, sounds troubling. The wording is a little opaque, but unless it's some sort of game, it seems like someone is trying to put together a dissident movement on the ship. The fact that the letter was hidden inside a wall doesn't exactly make it less suspicious. I agree. What's more, it reads like this is not the first letter in this communication. You think that whoever wrote this has something to do with... Let's not jump to conclusions, but we need to find out what's behind this as soon as possible. Division among the population could jeopardize the mission, especially if it goes unaddressed for too long. Now, the letter contains instructions on making contact with another person at the Arrival Day festivities. We will keep a close eye on the event later tonight. Until then, we have some time to figure out what we're dealing with. I need you to look into two things. I'll open a separate case about each of them. Your first assignment, find out the intended recipient of this letter. We already have a prime suspect here, Janitor Rose, who was caught retrieving it from its hiding spot. However, when Enforcer Bodo was leading Rose away, she ran into someone else who was not supposed to be down there. Who? Technician Lewis. His presence in the inner hull seems suspicious. We can't rule out the possibility that he was there to retrieve the letter and that Janitor Rose just happened upon it. You know I don't usually intrude into your personal life, but I have to ask. Will you be able to remain impartial investigating him? Yes, of course. Good. You might also want to have a look around Rose's and Lewis's bunks. Do I have permission to go in there? They are both suspected of a Degree 6 violation. The Codex explicitly allows bunk searchings in this case. details. Your second assignment might be trickier. Get on the trail of the sender. The only lead we have here is that note was written on a piece of paper. It makes sense since communication via the PDA network is monitored. However, paper is not distributed for private use, hence it must have been stolen from a public space. As far as I know, there aren't many places on the ship where you can get your hands on it. All of them should be in the public area. Ask Sergeant Adelrich about potential sources of paper. He knows the daily goings-on better than anyone in the crew. Don't tell him why. I suggest you and I keep the contents of this letter to ourselves until we know what we are dealing with. Get all that? Yes. Yes, Captain. Once you've submitted your results in both cases, come talk to me again. Yes, Captain. Oh, gosh. Okay. Okay, I need to find out who the suspicious letter was addressed to. The two prime suspects, Rose and Lewis, are in the brig. Rose found the letter in a hidden compartment in a corridor of the inner hull B, whereas Lewis was apprehended nearby. I should go talk to them and have a look around their bunks in the residential area. Maybe my sergeants in the security office have something to say about them too. I need to find out more about who sent this suspicious letter. The best lead we have is the piece of paper it was written on. Since paper is not available to private individuals, it must have been taken from public space. I need to make a list of all public places in question and find out where paper has gone missing lately. Captain Taylor said that my two sergeants in the security office might know more. I think the security office... Oh, one more thing, Estella. I know how hard it is to lose someone you love, but you shouldn't think that you're letting your father down if you stop torturing yourself. I'm fine. Our mission needs a strong, reliable chief of security, especially now that this letter has surfaced. Can I count on you being for that for us? Of course. I'm aware that none of this is easy. You are very young, but I need to know that you will try. Understood, Captain. I will. Good. We'll talk later. Dismissed. And happy arrival day. Happy arrival day, Captain.
Talia rarely let the mask slip, but I'd been seeing it more and more lately. She'd gotten visibly angry the other day, which I'd never seen before. She wasn't taking Dad's death lightly and probably felt increasingly isolated. Or maybe I was just projecting.
Ace, Taylor has given you lead to new areas on the ship. As a result, they are now accessible to you, and their locations can be revealed on the map. Oh, you can fast travel? That's awesome. Excuse me. The ship is segmented into multiple main areas, 3 of which are accessible now. Each main area contains a train station. In order to immediately travel to locations, simply select it on the map and press F. You'll be taken to the closest available train station. Well, that's bloody cool. Let's go to the security office first. Thought. Oh man, what about? Oh, okay. Okay, that's a bit slow. Okay. What's that? That's the jail. I want to go there yet. I'll talk to the security officer first. And I want to go here, number 2. Chief, ready for some updates? Sure. The Ethics Committee invited you to their next monthly meeting. Chief William always declined these invitations because he wanted to keep security separate from the judicial branch. You want to continue in this direction or change things up? I'll stay away. I think he was right. I should stay as impartial as possible. Tell them politely that I'm not coming. You'll do. In other news, we received an anonymous report from the bio area earlier today. There is a shortage of painkillers at the hospital and nobody seems to know why. Could be mismanagement, could be foul play. Should probably look into this sooner or later, but for now the captain wants you to talk to the suspects in the brig. Didn't tell us why they were apprehended. I'm sure you know. Probably oversight. Oh no, a dissident movement. There is reason to suspect that one of them might be part of a disgruntled minority. The organised type. What? Like a rebellion? Don't know. No, we don't know much yet. I'm investigating it. That's it for now. Let us know if we can help in your investigations. Yes, you can. So, want to talk about the evidence. Okay. Talk about the lady then. Now let's go to Lewis. Do you have any further information on the suspects in the brig? I assume the captain has told you everything. Did you mention the necklace? No. Technician Lewis was wearing a pendant that is not manufactured on the ship. Either someone made it or bought it from Earth. Here, have a look. We've confiscated and catalogued it. Why did you take it? Not illegal for people to make their own jewelry. He was behaving suspiciously. Enforcer Bodo suspected that it might be related to the case, so she asked him about it. He wouldn't say where he got it from. You know him pretty well, Chief. Do you remember him wearing this? No, never saw it. He must have started wearing it at some point in the past few weeks. Maybe he'll tell you more about it. Okay. Let's go to Rose. I think we've been over this. Oh, sorry. What? Right, let's go to cases. A unique necklace. When he was apprehended, he wouldn't answer my questions, colleagues, about it. Oh. Okay, so we've got pendant looks like half a half. Necklaces like this are not officially manufactured on the Zephyr. It must be handmade. Lewis was wearing it when he was apprehended in the inner hull B. He didn't want to comment when he asked about it by security. So either Rose has one, or that opens up part of a section of that other area. Okay. So I'm pretty sure we can go to their bunks now. How do we get to their bunks? Locker room. Oh. No? Okay, well it must be the brig then. I thought we had access to their rooms. Oh, let's go to locker room. Okay. Right, nope, nothing. Power node. I swear there was another location on. Maybe you give that half to, and then Okay, we'll go down to the brig then. Level 0. Senator Rose. Hello, darling. This is a big misunderstanding. I need to help me look up. And the Chief Security, please address me accordingly. Yes, of course. I'm sorry, Chief. You need to tell me what happened. What were you doing in the hidden in the inner hole? Well, my job. I was on my way back from a cleanup. The engineers made a real mess down there. You should have seen it. Metal shavings and oily footprints everywhere. You were caught with a suspicious letter. I was walking through the hallway and I spotted a plate that seemed a little loose. Fixing this kind of thing is part of my responsibility. I wiggled it a little bit and it just came off. There was a compartment behind it. That's where I found the piece of paper. Did you read it? I thought it was gossip, a love letter maybe. I had no idea. Why didn't you call security? I swear that's what I would have done next, but they showed up a few minutes later anyway. Okay. Let's see if she knows about the pendant. I really don't know what to say to that. Okay. What about Lewis? Nope. What about sources of paper? Nope. Okay. Technician Lewis. Come on, Stella. Call me Chief. I'm Chief Security now. This is not a private encounter. Please address me appropriately. Hey, Chief. I may have been detained. I didn't do anything. You will be let go soon after questioning is complete. Relax. Why are you talking like a robot? Stay on topic. What were you doing in the inner hull? What kind of question is this? It's not like I'm not allowed to be there. There aren't many places on this ship where I can be alone for 5 goddamn minutes. What about your bunk? Come on, Lewis. What were you doing down there? That's personal, okay? No, it isn't. You were wearing this necklace when you were apprehended. Where did you get it from? Why does it matter? That's my personal life. Please don't be that way. You know the context of our conversation and what it means. Fine. You really want to know? Engineer Isaac made it for me. We've been seeing each other lately. Engineer Isaac, I see. That's why I was in the inner hull. He works down there and I was going to keep him company during his shift. Was he expecting you? Yeah. And he will corroborate what you just told me. Is he still working? I don't know. Okay, so... I don't know what you mean. You don't happen to know where the sender could have gotten their hands on a piece of paper? Nope. Nothing comes to mind? I've seen paper here and there on the ship. What about him? I don't appreciate you trying to pry into his private life. You said he was at work. Where exactly can I find him? In the recycling centre down in the inner hull B. So, about your data. I told you everything. Stop harping on it. Okay. Yeah. Well, let's go back to this lady, see if she knows anything about... Oh, still, yeah, I really don't know what to say to that. Okay. No. Okay. So, next step is the Isaac dude. So, that's power node A, that's the server room. Where would inner hull be? Okay, so I've got to go to the inner hull A. Art Institute, inner hull B, and then new evidence wall compartment. Janitor Rose uncovered a suspicious letter here. It looks like somebody purposely unscrewed the plate and then loosely reattached it, flipped it round and found a symbol on its backside. Ah. Yeah. Okay. That's power node B. Recycling center, here we go. Paper chase. Isaac. Hello, Engineer Isaac. Huh? Oh, Chief, sorry, I didn't hear you coming. Remember down here in the hull. To what do I owe the pilgrim? I'm investigating a security matter. I see. Well, welcome to the club of people walking on Arrival Day. Feel free to look around down here, but please don't touch anything. If you'll excuse me, I have to take care of the tubes here before another accident happens. Well, actually... Oh, sorry, I don't know. What about it? Have you seen it before? I have. I made it from recycled materials and gave it to Lewis. Why? Why? Come on, Chief. Engineer Isaac, were you going to meet Lewis here today? What kind of question is this? I don't mean to be indiscreet. It's strictly about a matter I'm investigating. I don't see why that would be important for investigation, but no, we weren't going to meet today. But it's true that we've been seeing each other. Did he tell you that? Yes. He did. See. Right. Case. Lewis claims that he only went to the inner hull B to see Engineer Isaac at his workplace. Isaac is presumably still working now, so he won't find him in his bunk. Lewis claims... Wait. Engineer Isaac works down in the recycling centre. Seems like Lewis told the truth about his relationship with Isaac and the meaning of this necklace. Isaac said there were no plans for a date with Lewis today. I've updated my record. Okay, let's show him some more evidence. So, recycling times. That's an overview of which materials were recycled at what time. You can't see in which recycler they went through though. The ethics committee decided that it would be unnecessarily intrude on everyone's privacy. Okay. Well, I think that's it. I'm looking for places on the ship that use paper. You can probably help me with this, right? Usage of paper is pretty limited. As far as I know, there are only 3 places on this ship that have any. All in the public area. The activities room, the school, and the art institute. Yes, sure. How much recycled paper this week? So, yep. Yeah, the machine by the entrance logs today's input. A lot of stuff is recycled at the end of the week, meaning today. Does it break down the materials by the recycler it was thrown in? No, it's prohibited. The engineering units submitted several requests to the ethics committee about changing it. People would be more careful with their resources if we were able to see how much they are wasting. Thank you. Any discrepancies? Someone stealing stuff again? Give me a second, I'll check the stats. No significant losses, but some small amounts of paper have gone missing over the last few months. The system didn't issue any warnings because the quantities are negligible. Nothing is recycled at 100% efficiency. The threads of clothes come loose. A piece of plastic packaging is torn off. This is a little unusual though. It happens very consistently. How long has this been happening? 6 months now. Thank you. Okay. I think that's it. So, whoops. Let's just double check. Activities room, school, and the art. We found the art institute. This was down here. Cycling Centre, and then the Art Institute's here. Is that right? Nope, Power Node B, and I can't get in there. Art Institute's on this one. That's the panel. Public area. Oh, maintenance room. Photo. What are you two doing here? Captain told us to keep an eye out. The hidden compartment where the letter was found is just down the hall from here. We're keeping an eye on it from a distance in case someone else comes to check on it. Good. Yeah, one more. Okay. Oh man. Okay. Now, so there we want to get to the Art Institute, so we want to go up a level. That's A. Only hey Chief, what's your step? A lot of clutter and not a lot of light down here. Looking for something in particular? Thank you for your concern, Engineer Tonio. Just passing through, there's something we need to look into. Well, keep your eyes open. People get hurt down here, especially without a helmet. Keep that in mind.
This was my first time being back in this part of the inner hull since the incident. My knees went soft as I approached the bridge. I closed my eyes and took a few deep breaths.
I'll go lever. Third room. Oh, that's where we are. So, I want to get to the Art Institute. May as well get the fucking trouble. Okay. Go in. Paper leftovers. Hey. That says 495 grams of paper are left this week at the Art Institute. So paper is 260 grams. 260 and 255. The 255, 255, 510, 570, so 770 paper. And that's saying there's 495 grams left. Okay. Okay. Okay, so let's go to places. So I guess we go back to Lewis. Get to find the activities room and school. So let's go across to, it should be a lift. Oh. Oh. Asher's bunk. I don't know who Asher is. Oops. Oh, this might be helpful to find those two bunks. Rose's bunk. Red roses. Dennis is bored. That's it. Okay, let's have a look. So, latest message on the board is from earlier today. It reads, I have a spill down here. Could you help me real quick? Much appreciated, Isaac. People are allowed to grow their own plants, but very few engage in it because the conditions on the ship make it very difficult. Rose has always had a green thumb. I wonder if her given name somehow determined her obsession with flowers. Okay, let's try to find Lewis's one. Must be there. Where am I? Where's my... Oh, man. This way. Guess I need to go to level 3. Yeah. Oh. Nina? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought, isn't this Lewis's bunk? It's my son's bunk. He's here right now. Was he expecting you? Not exactly. Might have to take a look around? Oh, no, not at all. Feel right at home. I'm sure Lewis will be back soon. So Stella, how's your father? He died in an accident about a month ago. You didn't know? What? No. Oh no, my dear William. So sorry. How are you holding up? Okay, I'm fine. Really missed all of it? The accident, the funeral, it was a pretty big deal. I suppose I did. I'm really sorry. I need to apologise. I'll stick around for a moment if that's okay. Note to Xena. We've got Xena. Let's just check out that a bit first. Says, Mum, please stay in here. Do not go out without me. Recently retired as a engineer. Yeah. I don't know what was the question. That Lewis. Such a good boy, isn't he? Yeah. Okay. No. Well, I think that's it. Alright, well, let's go back to the... Oh, actually, I run all this way and... Yes! Ooh, okay. Recycler, huh? Okay. So, the recycler. Can't see any historical recycling data on their screens. It just says, in case of malfunction, please consult the professionals in the recycling centre. I found one in the classroom. Classes take place from 8 to 12 in the morning and resume from 2 to 5 in the afternoon. 940 grams of paper that were left over after school ended for the week. More than enough grams of paper left this week. And then, excuse me, there was one more room that we needed to go to for the paper. Oh man, where did he say? Oh, that's so easy. Ah, go to cases. Activities room, school, and the art center. So we've got art institute, school, play, maintenance room. Where's the activities room? Okay, so I've got to go down one level and then across. Okay. Why can't I go that way? Oh. Keep on. Welcome everybody, settle down please. You all know me, I'm Teacher Mariola. I'm also a member of the Ethics Committee. I feel particularly honoured to be giving this year's address because it's a very special arrival day. Today we celebrate the Zephyr's arrival in exactly 100 years, but that's not only number one I have for you. Imagine that as a teacher, I like to do a little bit of math now and then. 1,300 people are aboard this ship at all times, give or take. In other words, we spend a collective 1,300 years of our lives here every year. In 100 years, this number will have grown to 130,000 years, well over 1 million hours. Taking into account the 33 years we have already been here, that makes 1.5 million hours. Now let's face it, we haven't spent all these hours being our most productive. We've been asleep for about a third of them. It may seem that during most of our hours nothing of importance is happening, we do our jobs, follow our routines. But that's not true. Everything each of us does here is important. We are on the Zephyr. We are bringing humanity out to the stars, and we are bringing to the stars to the humanity. Nothing we do is ever mundane because we do it light years away from home and never forget that. However, this does not mean that we shouldn't be doing our best to make each of those hours count. The mission is as fragile as it is important. There is no room for slip-ups or slacking off. Frankly, anything less than 100% dedication doesn't befit pioneers like ourselves. So next time you find yourself tired or unmotivated or scared, remember these words. We have 1.5 million hours to give it to the mission, but all of it could be undone in just one. Spend those hours wisely, fill them with commitment and purpose and dignity. Happy Arrival Day. If Stella, how'd you like my message? I liked it. I think it reminded everybody of some important things. I never thought about how many hours we spend out here. I hoped it would give some people food for thought. Righto. Now, we've got to get to this area. Activities, gym, okay. Is that the activities area? Let's go up here. Activities area, surely. Yes. Keypad to the activity. Activities room is closed to the public. Maybe its caretaker can help me out. Evident. So we got feature. Some numbers look slightly worn out than others. 2480. Devrin is the caretaker in residential area R1B. But the numbers are worn out, so 2480. Oh. No way. Okay. Paper leftovers. Recycler. Locked. Okay, now let's check out evidence. So 900 games at the school, 495 and 490 at the exit. Found a recycler activities room, okay. Right then. So we'll probably go back to Isaac, I guess. So hang on, let's go to cases. So we're gonna go back to Lewis. The caretaker is in residential area R1B. Let's go here. And then we need to go across to the R1B. What a surprise. Good evening, Devon Ocean. Hey, Stella. Nice of you to swing by on arrival day. Are you coming to our event at the museum later? It was also Ocean. We planned and executed the whole thing, Dad. You did. You're always so humble. The installation is about the mission. About people's jobs on the Zephyr and Eurus D. Yes, right. Should come. I'll swing by. Look forward to seeing you there. Dad, we shall soon get out going ourselves. Is that right? I can get into the activities room right now? No, it's closed, but I'd like to take a look around for an investigation. Investigation? I hope there isn't a problem with the room. I assure you that we follow all the protocols very carefully. Don't worry, it's not about you or the activities room. I can't disclose any details at this point. Well, that's a relief. If you need to take a look around, I'm certainly happy to help. There's a keypad that opens the door. The code is my year birth, 2480. Great, thank you. I got F. Can I ask you something, caretaker different? I found a stack of paper in the activities room. Could you tell me what that's for? Paper? Oh yes. Some activities involve drawing or writing with pencils. It's part of the current theme, how things were done back on Earth. People can take scans home, of course. The used paper goes into the recycler when the week is over. You know how much paper was left today when you closed for the week? Oof, no idea to be honest. You need to have a look at the remaining sheets in the activities room. Would you notice if anyone took a piece of paper with them? Probably wouldn't. I'm there to supervise whenever it's open, but it's a big place and there's always a lot going on. But I don't think anyone would break the rules. I don't see why they would. How much paper do you have at your disposal every week? Let me think. I think it's refilled to 750 grams at the start of the week. Thanks for your help. Okay, so... Can you tell me anything about the recyclers around the public area? The readout on the display doesn't give me much info to work with. All I know is that the recycled materials end up in the recycling room down in the inner hold B. If you're looking for more data on the recycled materials, you'll probably find it there. Yeah. And I need one more question. Yes, we did. Okay, let's check out cases. This one. How much paper was in? Where was the paper taken from? Got up to 750 grams every week. Evidence. $490 grams of paper are left this week at the activities room. Who do I talk to at the school? About paper. Maybe it's the teacher. Activities room, fast travel, there's something there. Gym, activities room. I'll go to the gym. Go downstairs, back there. Art Institute in a whole B. Is that what I want to be? Yeah. Okay, this is that what I want to be? Yes. So the T is not there anymore. Earth music. Baptiste. Okay, that's the Earth Museum. Where do I want to go? Yes. I don't want to go back to Isaac for a second. Need to go down somehow. Who's me? You happen to know where I could find paper around here? I've seen it here and there around the public area. I still use it at the school. It just helps convey certain things better. Thank you. Okay, I need to go back down. I need to go to the inner hull B, I think. Cool, maybe. So, Devrin's activities, Mariola's at the school, but she doesn't say how much the school uses. Okay, so art need to talk to this. Cool. Go back out there one more time. Gotta be the school. I really want to go to that dude. One more time to Isaac. Okay. Where's the... What? Hope Lewis isn't in some kind of trouble. It's true he was down here with me a few times in the past, just not today. I don't really want him to think I ratted him out. Okay. Right, so we gotta go this way to the jail. A few days ago, I found an anonymous letter in my bunk. Somebody must have slid it under my door while I was at work. They asked me if I was dissatisfied with the situation on the Zephyr, if I wanted to have a bigger say in how things are going. They instructed me to lean my doormat against the door in an upright position that night. It was a sign they wanted to learn more. That's what I did. Seriously? That's treason, Lewis. What are you on about? I didn't breach the codex in any way. I just wanted to know what these guys are up to, okay? The next letter showed up in my locker at work. I was instructed to write an answer on the back and leave it in a specific place. They described the precise location of a wall in the inner hull B. That's where I sent and received the subsequent letter. And Enforcer Bodo caught you on the way there. Yes. So you lied to me. What would you have done in my place? I need to take a detailed statement on this whole exchange, but right now, time is running out. You have any idea who is sending these messages and what their goals are? No, they didn't say. My first in-person contact was going to take place tonight at the event. You mean the Arrival Day event at the Earth Museum that's about to start, correct? You know exactly who you're supposed to talk to? Not precisely. One of the performers. They split up the instructions across 2 letters, probably as a precaution. Besides the letter you found, there was another hint in the previous one. It said, my contact works in a Category 2 profession. Listen, Stella, you know me. I was never going to do anything illegal. I was just curious. Investigating this kind of thing is not your job. You know you're supposed to report it to the security. For all I know, you were trying to get in on a dissident movement that could jeopardize the whole mission. Dissident movement? You have no idea what they're about, and neither do I. And why did you signal to them that you were interested? You think it's so wrong what they're saying? You're part of the crew, but me? The general population barely has a right to know or decide anything. And I do? This is a mission, we're all part of it. Who came up with that mission? A bunch of dipshits back on Earth that aren't even here. Some of them died years ago. I'm tired of carrying out someone else's plans. The mission is not about your personal needs, it's about ensuring the survival of our species. It doesn't change the fact that we're the ones who should be making the rules. We spend our entire goddamn lives on this ship.
I couldn't believe what he was saying. I'd known for a while that Lewis was unhappy about how certain things worked on the ship, but I'd never thought he would lose faith in the mission. I knew him better than almost anyone in the general population. If his views were this radical and I didn't notice, what about everybody else? Maybe the crew was losing touch. I knew we had to face this before it got worse.
Anyway, okay. Lewis confessed that he has been in contact with the mysterious group for a while. Wasn't the letter addressed to Lewis? Let's just read that. In a previous letter from the Sirius, Lewis was given another piece of instruction for the Arrival Day festivities at the Earth Museum. It said something like, your contact at the event works in a Category 2 profession. Because Lewis has since destroyed the letter, this information is based solely on the claims he made during his confession. So do I just put Lewis? Submit. New message from Taylor. The second case. I'm gonna go to school. Stop it. Okay. Okay. Come to my office. Okay, so go to that was crap. Really? Damn it. I saw you submitted your results. The origin of the paper will have to wait. We first need to focus on the meeting at the Arrival Day event that was mentioned in the letter. The Earth Museum just opened its doors and the event is about to start. I suspect that the letter was addressed to Lewis after all. Good work. We'll bug him and send him in once you give us the go-ahead. Now listen closely. There will be people around the museum dressed in their work attire as part of the event. One of them must be the contact mentioned in the letter. Go to the event, have another look at everything we found, tell us who. As soon as you submitted your conclusions, we'll send the suspect in to talk to them and get information. Get your distance from that point on. Sergeant Adelrich will be talking you through all of it, but don't let people see your earpiece. If you arouse suspicion or if our suspect talks to the wrong person, we might lose our chance to find out who is behind all this. Understood, Captain. Good luck, Chief. Okay, case updated. So, everything's ready for the sting operation at the Earth Museum. I should head over there now. Okay. People who sent a suspicious letter want to meet up at the Earth Museum. There is a symbol on the inside of the compartment where the suspicious letter was found. Lewis told me another letter that contained further instructions on how to identify the contact of the museum. I have to get to the event at the Earth Museum and find out the identity of our suspect. So, the piece here so it's that little symbol which looks like female, male. Category 2 profession. Could still be Rose. Category 2. Art Institute. Okay, so there's two people, Rose and Leona. Okay, well, I'm going to leave it there for now. Thanks for watching. My name's Chris from Roundtable Co-op. That is pretty cool. It's getting intriguing. Between Horizons. Out on Steam as of 29th of Feb. 25th of March, sorry. 25th of March. And developed by Digitales Interactive and published by Assemble Entertainment. Thank you for watching. See you next video.